Damien Barrett and welcome to the 2016 wash-up for the Magpies. Third year in a row of no finals action for the club. They've rebuilt the list, but Pies fans are starting to get restless. Matthew Lloyd.
Yeah, they should be too, because the 9 wins just not good enough for the talent that's on the Collingwood Footy Club list. They just didn't apply enough pressure early in the year on opposition. We saw St Kilda rip them to pieces early in the season. They probably never really recovered from that game.
Fifth consecutive year under Nathan Buckley's coaching where they've gone lower than the previous year. It's obviously a trend. He's obviously backed himself in for his 6th year to be one where they go up the ladder. But are you at all convinced with his messaging?
I think that their upside, and when they play well, they're a very, very good football side. But I think that he's had to adjust on the run a couple of times with his game style, which isn't great for players, and consistency. But we'll talk about whether they can go up or down later in the year. But for next year. But I'm pretty confident they can.
OK. It wasn't all doom and gloom. There were some highlights. And I've identified the Mason Cox debut in Anzac Day match. Although this is his first time he touches a football in an AFL venue, and this is his first kick on one. And I think there's a future there. I think sometimes we talk about him, or some people do, as though he's Polly Farmer. He's going to be a good player, though, isn't he? But without being anything special. I
think that he can't run out games at the moment. He's got to get stronger. But, the upside is absolutely ginormous for this guy. I can see why he's your highlight because, he was their main goal kicker at one stage for a guy who's still learning the game. So he had a great year. For mine, just that win, my highlight is at Spotless Stadium. They won by 32 points, and it's a type of footy that they can get some consistency. They can get guys like Fasolo fit. Jamie Elliott didn't play. Travis Cloke.
The glove.
Yeah, that glove gate, we call that one. That one was, a day out that Jesse White and Travis Cloke had. So that was my highlight because it showed what sort of footy they can play when they're at their best.
Many lowlights to choose from. Go back to round 1. I think the season just never took a hold, did it? Against the Sydney Swans, and look at the scoreline there. That was the treble of this game, wasn't it? Their Swan went down with this in the first minute. We saw the final margin there. And it was also the game where Steele Sidebottom, and I think people forget this, copped a 2-week suspension for that, and probably rightly so, but they just never got their season on track from that moment onwards.
No, they didn't. And for mine, I'd be frustrated if I was a Collingwood supporter because of the roller coaster form. So that's my low light. To beat Geelong, GWS, West Coast, nearly beat the Dogs twice, nearly beat Hawthorn a couple of days ago, and then to lose to Melbourne twice, Carlton, Richmond, Port and St Kilda. That's between the ears, and that's what Nathan's got to get right over the off-season. Make this team a more resilient side.
Sure. It's time to give him a mark out of 10, and I'll get the ball rolling here. I'm going to give him a 4. On the back of those wins they had against the good teams, but I didn't like a lot of what I saw as a whole.
Yeah, a 4 for mine too, and it's off the back. Sometimes I like Aisha's year. Trelaw was phenomenal. They've got some upside with some players they brought into the club.
Christmas bonus time. I'm not going to give it to Trelaw, even though he clearly was their best player in my eyes, but I think he's on enough money. So, as such, I'm going to give it to Ben Reid. Money's only the 9 games in the previous 2 seasons as his body just totally let him down. But I thought what we saw, particularly as the season rolled on, he was almost back to his All-Australian best.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. If only they had 2 Ben Reids, he'd be their best centre-half back, Damo, and he'd be their best centre-half forward. That's how highly I rate Ben Reid, Dave. Just him and his brother, unfortunately, they just get so many injuries, unfortunately. But for me, Brodie Grundy, I just think that he had a great first season of AFL football. He went backwards last year, but this season, I think after Max Gawn, he's been the best ruckman in the game. I think that Goldstein started the year well, but fell away. But Grundy, he averages about 20 disposals a game, kicks goals. His impact around the ground's been huge. It's no wonder, Jared Witts hasn't been able to force his way into that team.
A lot of decisions to be made with the Collingwood list committee at the moment, and these meetings will be happening as we speak. But Jared Witts is one, I think, Lotto, who just needs to get out of the Magpies just to get some opportunities. Now, they're saying that they want to keep him, that he's got ability, and that's all fine and good, but they haven't provided those opportunities for him. And if I'm him, I'm out and I'm on the chopping block. Look, you always need a laugh in a season, even when it's littered with bad moments. But Eddie Maguire, in one of the games you highlighted a moment ago, Lordo, where they actually ended up winning against West Coast, you can see the score at a late stage of the game being quite tight, and he's pretty worked up as he can be. And then a few minutes later, there's a different Eddie Maguire about to see because He does get emotional.
Oh, he's great for footy, Eddie Maguire. He's brilliant, whether you like him or not. He's been brilliant for the AFL. He's been brilliant for the Collingwood Football Club. But back on the serious note, Damo, what do the Magpies need to do, in your opinion, to improve?
I need to get someone down back to help out Ben Reid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good to go again, clearly. But the issues with Nathan Brown, who is on the, I suppose, the trade option table, and I think North Melbourne's keen to have a look at what he's doing. Jonathan Marsh shows something, but needs to show more, I think. And he's only young, and I think he will. But Jack Frost, I feel, is just not quite cutting it at the moment.
Yeah, I'm probably down a similar boat on the improvement area, their skill level, particularly out of defence. We saw earlier in the year that to put Scott Pendlebury down to half-back.
Yep.
Some are saying he had a rib problem, but I think it was because their skill level is so poor. So guys like Marley Williams has gone backwards. I think Maynard's still got to find that consistency. Alan Turvey didn't get many games this year, so some running defenders is something that who can use the ball well is what they need.
OK, Nathan Buckley is all in on his 6 years coach, 2017. Prediction-wise, where are they going to be?
They'll go up for mine. I just think that it was a poor year, but they've learned a lot about themselves and Buck, so I've got them making finals.
Yeah, I'm not as buoyant about them or what Nathan Buckley's saying. I've got them stagnating, and it's to do with many things, and also quite significantly no first-round draft pick on the back of Adam Treloar.
So does he survive that then? If they stagnate and stay the same, he's put it on the table.
Well, he's put that on the table himself, so no, he can't. No, he can't. Hey, thanks, Lotto.
Thanks, Damo.
And that's the wash-up for the Collingwood Footy Club in 2016.